I was in school this one time, and I'm in the elective class. It's about 2:30, 2:20 p.m., give or take. And I have to present in front of the entire class, which seemed very gloomy, very downbeat. But it was my turn when my name was called. I stepped right up in front of everybody. And immediately the drought starts stepping in. Doubt, fear. I was getting super nervous. My palms literally looked like a river. They were so sweaty. So I started swallowing my own spit and gulping because I was super nervous. I was looking straight down at my shoes, wondering when this tragedy and this pain could just end. And when the teacher asks me, "Hey, you don't have a script?" And they say, "Yeah." And I'm just very, very, very nervous. And then she asks me, "Hey, are you just winging it?" And I'm looking down at my shoes like an idiot. Yeah. So then I start speaking. And I say, "Hello, my name is Lucas, and this figure I made, which was of this book, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. It was about this character, and it was about Percy, and it was about this situation." And I spoke for about 30 seconds before my nervousness and anxiousness made me step off, literally just walk away. I ran back to my seat because I was super nervous. And she told me, "Hey, it sucked. Do it again. Next week, Thursday." So, next week, Thursday, my time to shine. I step right up back where I was again. And I have confidence. I'm smiling and everything. Except, as I start speaking, I start fumbling my own words. Because as I was walking my way to the front, I see everybody start clapping. "Oh yeah, bro, you're gonna do it. Speak, bro." And everybody has their smile. They have very, very, very strong eye contact. And they're all just clapping super loudly. And I have sweat every inch, every square cube of my body. I could feel my hands having so much sweat. My head had so much sweat. But I just kept walking forward. I turned the other way. I faced the entire classroom. Then I start speaking and fumbling. I start saying, "Hey, guys, so this is the Percy Jackson and it was made by Rick Rowling." And I start speaking really, 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 really fast. I start speaking like Flash. And I'm just going, "So this was the Rick Rowling and 10 seconds later, I'm done. And I think I did a very, very good job, despite all the awkwardness, anxiousness, and nervousness, and the faces everybody else gave me, the frown. So when I walked over to the teacher, because she told me to come over, she told me, "Hey, you got a C plus." And I was very, very, very sad and very disappointed. Very sad and disappointed because my public speaking was so terrible. So terrible and so miserable that my grades are now lower. So I want to help you master the art of public speaking. So let's talk about your mindset and how you feel. When you're about to speak in front of an audience, granted, there's probably a lot of nervousness that runs within you. You probably don't think you know what you're doing, and the doubt and the fear starts settling in within the first 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You're even close to the audience. Like in the podiums, in the elections, or in the podiums where you see debates, or in the chairs where you see debates, or in the chairs where you see the news. When you go into a setting like that and you have an audience in front of you, you get super nervous. You get super shy. You get super anxious and think, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna fumble. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna say something weird. I'm gonna start being looked at as a crazy guy who's onto some weird sentence speaking some weird sentence, some weird words, some weird speech, and I'm gonna look like a clown. Everybody's gonna clown me. Everybody's gonna make fun of me. Everybody's gonna point their finger and laugh and say, "Oh, bro, you sucked." This is the mindset and mentality a lot of people have, and probably you have. You see, because when I had this type of mindset and mentality when I was going in front of classes, in public speaking, immediately I start fumbling my words. Immediately. I get super sweaty and I just start fumbling my words and saying, but, this, that, like. And it gets super awkward. Super awkward. And it ruins my self-confidence, and how I present myself to people. It makes me look like a clown. A clown because I just can't speak. I can't just let some air out of my mouth without saying, ding, like, which absolutely ruined my public speech and public speaking skills. You see, because what is your mindset? What is your mindset when you're about to speak to an entire room? An entire area full of 100 people, 30 people, 1,000 people, a full audience, and you're about to speak. You have fear and you have doubt because you know they're sitting there and they're waiting for you to speak, to let some air out of your mouth. And you have this very, 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 very big fear and this kind of feeling that the whole world is watching me. The whole world is watching me, and you get super nervous. So what happens? You start looking at your shoes, you start looking everywhere, you start trying to look at every single inch of the ceiling or every single inch of the ground, the carpet. And you don't look at anybody in the eye directly for more than 1 second. 1 second, because you know when you do, you're either gonna laugh, you're gonna turn away super quickly, or it's gonna make you stop speaking and you're gonna make it very awkward with the person who you're looking at, and you're just gonna stare into their eyes, saying absolutely not one letter, not one syllable, not one vowel. And you're just gonna stare there. Whilst they're waiting for you to just finish your public speaking and be done. You're just there, staring into their eyes, taking up everybody's time. Everybody's time. Because the self-doubt, self-anxiousness, And when you get nervous, this stuff settles in. And it ruins how you speak to people, an audience. The audience thinks you're a clown. You think you're a clown. You feel miserable. You feel down. And you know it's 100% your fault because you kept fumbling. But it's so hard to get rid of the fear of public speaking. So hard. And I know this personally myself because I struggled with this for years of my life. Years of my life. I couldn't speak to a full audience without looking at my shoes, looking everywhere, sweating like I just jumped in a pool, and fumbling my words. I couldn't public speak without any of these 4 mistakes happening. Just these 4 little mistakes and errors, which, if I'd solve, would have obviously gotten me a lot further. But I couldn't. It was so hard for years. For so many years of my life, I couldn't speak to an audience that was presented right in front of me because of fear. Just this one thing, fear. So the majority of TikTok scrollers are gone. They went back to their TikTok edits and seeing their comic book characters versus this comic book character and this, and this. And their mind is filled with the constant scrolling and scrolling. Just this endless throwback cycle. That would just keep going for hours straight. But I'm gonna filter those guys out because I'm speaking to my boys. So, here's some practical advice and some tips to make sure you don't fumble and you master your public speaking skills. So, you want to make sure, firstly, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous when you step out there. When you step in front of the audience, do not be nervous. Because when you're nervous, you're going to fumble. You're going to start sweating. You're going to look like a clown. You're going to start fumbling your words. You're going to do everything wrong. You're going to mess everything up. So don't be nervous. This is a very important thing. Don't be nervous. Just calm down. It's not like something's going to happen, okay? Just relax, calm down, step in front of the audience. Speak what you speak. Let some air out of your mouth. Don't be afraid of what they're going to think about you. So speak. Now the second thing, don't say filler words. When you say filler words, you essentially make the speech a lot more awkward. You also make it a lot more less authentic and genuine. When you say all of these filler words like this, that, is literally one of the worst things you could possibly say. One of the worst possible things you could say, ever. Not even in just public speech. So remove filler words. Filler words because it will take up a lot of time. It will make you look like a clown. It will also ruin the performance of your speech if there's judges or a teacher or someone grading your speech. So don't use filler words too. Now the third thing is you want to make sure when you're public speaking, you only look at a select very few group of people. So if there's 100 people in front of you, you really only want to focus on 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here. So it doesn't completely overcrowd your mind and overload your mind full of fear. You only want to look at a select group of people, just a tiny smidge, a little group, and you want to give very strong eye contact, but you still speak. And if you have a script in front of your hands, get rid of it. Literally, get rid of it and just start speaking. Start speaking. Because when you're going like this and you're looking at your script up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, that's going to take up a lot of time. It's going to make the audience feel very disinterested. So get rid of your script if you have one. Plus, you're probably going to fumble it anyway. Now, the fourth thing to make sure you master your public speaking skills is don't even focus about the audience. Don't even think about the audience. Don't think about what the audience is going to say after, what they're going to think, or whatever. Speak. Literally, don't even focus on anything else. Pretend they're not even there in front of you. Speak. 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 And eventually, over time, it becomes comfortable. You get rid of your fear of public speaking, and you master the skills of public speaking, and you become, maybe not a public speaker, but you become way better at public speaking, and you're not nervous. So, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Other than that, welcome to the Brotherhood.